Oh, this morning caught up on, jumped up, sneaked up on me, did something. I gotta get.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Please share. And forgive me for my tardiness. I actually watched, oh, well, you wouldn't even have any frame of reference if I said this, but I actually watched Housewives last night. Atlanta, the most ratchet of the franchise.
Good morning, my name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
Thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. It's going to be each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN Network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Once again, like, create a watch party. Click subscribe, click share. Go ahead and comment. Tell us about your day. Let us know if you're a first-time viewer, and check us out on Spotify. I am excited for today. I actually did not go for my walk this morning, but I'm gonna take a walk in midday today. So I'm still gonna get that in. But I was doing my continuous research on all things that relate to multimedia, because that's sort of my wheelhouse. Books, video, blogging, magazines, and podcasting. And one of the things that I am digging into with the podcasting is the fact that there's not a lot of us podcasting.
It's so funny that you say that because good morning, Precious. How you doing? I saw something about the growth of podcasting, but I also saw something about podcasting's past its time. Really? But somewhere between there's opportunity.
There's tremendous opportunity, and that is a lie. Podcasting is booming right now, so much so that there are local venues that are adding podcasting studios to their facilities as a norm at this point. It really is booming in the in the media arena, whereas people are gravitating away from television, away from terrestrial radio.
Right. We don't do that no more. We want on demand when we want to watch it.
That's right. And we don't want to listen to people that don't have the same ideas as us. That's why you got Team Fox and Team CNN, right? Mm-hmm. That's why you got NPR. That's why you got TED Radio. You got all of these things because people want to spend time, since we are less co-located than we have ever been in the history of man. Mm-hmm. People are working independently at home and all these different things, but they still want to interact with people that share their opinions, their thoughts, and sound like them. Yeah. One thing I did find is there are some New York type podcasts, mm-hmm. and I wondered even why I was interested in that.
You grew up there.
I grew up there, and the sound of the language is different. The rhythm of the language is different.
When you was like you said you're continuing study because you're about all things. I thought you was gonna go with all things that have to do with people discovering their gifts and making. That's what I thought you were gonna go at first.
Yeah, well, see, that's true. But what I have found in the 3 years now that I have been helping people to identify their gifts and show them how to make room for them is that once we get that done, once we've got the book written, once we've taught them how to speak, then they don't have anywhere to go.
Well, I'm with that, and I understand why you're discovering media, and it's so much fun right now too. And it makes sense to me, especially the more you learn, the more you got excited about it.
And I've always loved media. You got to understand, my hero, my mentor, my the benchmark of who it is that I intend to surpass one day is Oprah.
Right. Well, I was saying this. When I thought you was going to go to the other places, I had a situation just last night. Uh-huh. Now, we do have a topic for today's show. Today's show topic is
cows
versus rhinos.
Yes.
Cows versus rhinos. That's what we're going to talk about today. Rhinos versus cows, cows versus rhinos. That's our show topic today. I had a situation last night, and I love LinkedIn. And this lady sent me a message and said, Brian, do you know anyone who needs an administrative assistant? Because I need a job. Mm-hmm. No, she was asking, can she be my administrative assistant because she needed a job?
Mm-hmm. Hey, Rondell.
What's up, man? Rondell, how you doing? And I said, what city are you in? Because she don't even post on LinkedIn what city she's in. Mm-hmm. That's one strike. What city are you in? She says, I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. I said, okay. Doesn't say so on your page. I said, so what is it you want to do? She goes, I've been an administrative assistant for more than 25 years. I've helped many companies grow. I'm intuitive and all this stuff, right? Cool. Mm-hmm. And I said back to her, so you want a job? You sure you don't want to farm your gifts and skills out to people that want to pay for your services? You know, farm your skills out to them. She goes, nope, I want a job. Why does that tickle you, see?
Because there are really, really, really people that believe that. Hey, Bethany, or should I say, hey, Brandon's mom.
Really? It's getting that
way. Yeah, because I have, so let me get my words together. There are two situations where people prefer a job.
Okay.
Or more often than not that I have encountered. The first
we love you back, Bethany.
The first is obviously someone that needs some stability. They've got some regular bills, and that's it. That's the main focus right now. Let's get these regular bills taken care of. Mm-hmm. The other reason is that they simply cannot imagine having to hunt every day for every morsel of bread.
Yes. Oh my gosh. The documentary The Hunt on Netflix. I've watched it twice. I'm gonna watch it again. It's so amazing. Animals that have to hunt for a living. Mm-hmm. You know, so many of them do. Mm-hmm. Carnivores. They have to hunt. Their whole species depends upon how good or how successful they are at hunting. Mm. They can hunt little stuff, hunt big stuff, you know, but they got to eat. Mm. That's just that. They got to hunt. And it's just a way of thinking. I think if you watch that whole series, you get a different way of thinking. So, but it made me a little sad for the lady.
Okay.
She was 25 years in the game, you know.
Hey, Latanya, Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Back from your staycation.
Now, the two examples that you gave just now, people that have some regular bills and they just want to meet those regular bills, and that's it.
Without a headache. You know, I was married to someone like that.
Yes.
We had comparable gifts that were potentially a booming business. People were always trying to give us business. I mean, just give us business. Mm-hmm. But the thought of having to think about business after 5 o'clock, think about how to do any of that other stuff was just like, no, why would we want that?
Right. Mr. Alvin Curry yesterday on Money Matters show, he gave a great example about people who think about just a job as only sustenance. You know, they got this job and then they find that they're not meeting their bills. So the first thought is, I need to get me a part-time job. And then if it's not making with the regular job and the part-time job, they think about getting a second part-time job. So they end up with 3 part-time jobs. And he went ahead and he did a beautiful, this is on Money Matters show yesterday, our blog that we do at 12 p.m. on Wednesdays. It's called Money Matters with Mr. Alvin Curry. We've done 3 so far, and we're going to continue next week to Wednesday at 12. If you've not been taking part of that, you should, because it's awesome.
And it's right here on this page, the Empowerment Duo page. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. Now, Bethany said, Lisa, I may do a makeup tutorial once a week.
Why not?
And she said, I think that's a great way to build a fan page. Well, I don't disagree. Awesome. I'm almost ready for my coaching session. That's right. Well, I'm here.
You never lose anything with us. If you pay for it, you're going to get it.
Amen. That video is on the Empowerment Duo page. If you're watching us on either Brian's page or my page, just go to the Empowerment Duo page and you can catch up on all of the previous videos there.
And catch at least for you, Bethany, especially for the business that you're in, you want to catch the last 3 Wednesday shows, Money Matters shows with Alvin Curry.
Hey, Carmelita. And I think that if the audience that you are looking to attract for your primary business is also an audience that would enjoy makeup tutorials, and that would be a reason for you to do it.
Good morning, Sabrina. How's my sister doing?
Hey, Sabrina. Today is Thursday.
And we're going to talk about rhinos and cows. Now, we've already kind of talked about a little bit of cow mentality.
Cow mentality. Stay right here. Eat it.
Cows spend their whole life in the same pasture. They don't wonder what's over the hill. Long as they got enough grass to eat and water to drink, they're content. There's these things called cow paths. Cows walk the same paths as the other cows in front of them. My dad was a police officer. His dad was a police officer. I'm going to be a police officer. My son's going to be a police officer. Walking the same path. My great-granddaddy was a fireman. My granddaddy was a fireman. My dad's a fireman. I'm going to be a fireman. Walking the same paths.
Latanya, we got co-producer to co-producer Love. Hey, Carm, how are you? Mr. Rosa J. Hodge, thank you for joining.
Happy New Year as well.
Carmelita to Sabrina Sturgis. Hop. Those exclamations mean you're supposed to do that.
I'm not doing that, but okay.
We are so glad that you guys joined us here today, and a happy new year to you. We'll be saying that for another couple of weeks now, I think.
What?
Happy New Year.
Maybe. Yeah.
So
maybe a week. But anyway, but cows.
Yeah, cows.
That's what they do.
Martin, Phyllis, you made it before the 15-minute mark.
Yes, and she got off the train early. Good enough. We don't understand. We don't begrudge you one bit.
I'm picking.
If you show up here at 9:59, that's fine. I appreciate you popping on, my sister.
We do.
Hey, I'm well blessed and encouraged. Thank you, Carm. Bethany, I hope y'all been enjoying watching Brennan grow. Yeah. We have.
He's growing fast too. My goodness.
Gosh, the baby.
He is growing really fast.
Almost every time I see the pictures, I'm like, good gracious.
Hello, poetic prophetess, poet, precious falling with all the peas.
Hello, fellow souls on a mission. She's calling out the fellow souls on the mission. Miss Melissa Price, how are you, my sister? She's shouting out good morning to everyone on the show.
Good morning.
She's saying good morning. So we do have a show topic. It's cows
versus rhinos. Now again, the cows kind of stay where they at, eat what they got. Don't have to have a whole lot more, as long as they got some grass, and they eat the grass a whole bunch of times. So they chew cud, so they don't have a whole lot of motivation to go nowhere.
That's the other thing. They're not motivated to go anywhere else. They have no motivation to do anything else. That William Brown was on his grind this morning.
What
did he do? I didn't see it. That William Brown, I'll have to go check it because that's my boy.
Yes.
But they're not motivated to do anything other than what they have. In the movie Set It Off with Queen Latifah, somebody asked her how she's doing in the movie, and she said, I'm just living for the day. That was her thing. And they was like dapping her up for that, you know.
Yeah, living for the day is not enough.
Well, in that movie, that was all she wanted for the
day. Right. I'm saying, the unspoken was not enough for me.
Okay.
Right? Living for the day is not enough for me. Now that there is benefit to living for the day in as much as not focusing on the past and not focusing on the future, because right now is all you have in the moment. Yeah. But living for the day, meaning that the only thing I'm concerned about is
surviving this day.
I don't want that. I don't want that angst, if you will. It's just today. I don't want that. Okay. Good morning to you, Sabrina. Amazing people.
To all of you amazing people. Yes. She shouted out all
of the amazing people. And we do have the most amazing people.
I think we do.
In the world. Mm-hmm. But that's what I find that I miss the most. And again, I know we're going to get to the rhinos. And I know that I'm belaboring that. I have been frustrated, which is why I hope that you guys, hey, Monica, Allison, Grand Rising to you. I hope you saw my response. I'm going to take your question back to Mr. Curry. She put a response out on that Money Matter. So I'm going to take that, and hopefully we'll get to answer it for you next week because it is a valid one. But when I'm getting dressed in the morning and And I've already done the meditation and I've already done the music, right? And then I want to listen to someone like me to encourage and support me through the day. And here's my choices.
Okay.
There aren't any. No, I don't. Yeah, Lisa Nichols, but she doesn't have a podcast. She's a guest on many podcasts, but in order to weed through all of the ones to find her, it's a little frustrating. And she's a guest on a lot of anyway. No, we're getting ready to describe a rhino. Latanya said, I'm certainly not a cow.
We didn't get to the rhino yet, Latanya.
Go ahead to the rhino, babe.
William Brown's post this morning. Yes, Sabrina, thank you for shining a light on that post. You know, sight is the thing that a lot of us have and fail to use. You know, and he went on a big riff about that. Being able to see. But cows, they're completely happy in the same pasture, never even wondering what's over the hill. Whereas rhinos are curious and rhinos charge after things. Rhinos go for things. They're wanderers. They go after stuff. Rhinos are notorious for also having some quirks. One of the quirks a rhino have is if they see a fire starting, they run to the fire and stamp it out.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking, would they see it starting or would they hear it starting or sense it starting? Because rhinos don't really have that great of eyesight.
They don't see very well, but they can see enough to determine that it's a fire. Yeah. For example, a rhino won't be able to tell how many legs an animal has. Okay, mm-hmm. But they'll be able to tell if an animal's there. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's a big animal because they'll go after other animals that's in the way. Okay, mm-hmm. You know, I'm coming this way and you're in my way. You're going to catch these horns or you're going to move. Okay,
catch these horns
or you're going to move.
Gangster rhinos in your teeth.
Speaking of gangster, did you see the black girl at the McDonald's?
Yes, Lord Jesus, I saw it. Shout out to King Schuler.
Yes, I listened to King Schuler, but I didn't hear the actual audio. But this dude was fussing with this McDonald's employee over a straw or something.
She was taking it until he reached out.
He reached across the counter and put his hands on her, and he thought he was going to push her and just back away like that's going to be it.
Psych!
She grabbed his clothes.
And she went there.
And she got 9. She hit him 9 times. She got boom, boom, boom. He took 9 of them to the head.
To the head. And she gave him some body behind them legs.
But yeah, as much as she could. You know,
she's a little bitty thing too.
Yep, a little black woman and a big white. I'm not big, a white man. Okay,
average.
Now,
average
what tells me about that video?
Mm-hmm.
This dude put his hands on her and she defended herself. Mm-hmm. He caught them hands. The McDonald's manager that came over afterwards, first off, they separated them, and then he kind of pushed her to the side. The manager did, and then they completed the guy's order. They didn't call the cops on him. Nothing. The manager got the guy his food. You know,
that's hilarious. I didn't see that.
And the girl lost her job.
Nah, she shouldn't lose her job.
She lost her job, and the co-workers. Who had her back?
Nobody had her back. She should have been working at KFC. Go over to KFC.
That KFC in Philly, they had each other's back.
That's what she need to go work at KFC in Philly. We got some kind of lag going on here. I don't know, but she need to go boss up at the KFC in Philly
because they had each other's back.
They did,
but no one had this girl's back. She fought by herself, and then they were so passive and. I mean, she's throwing blows. Ain't nobody rushed to her aid. Ain't nobody went and grabbed him. Ain't nobody done none of that stuff. And then they completed the dude's order.
And then let her go. I can't believe that she got fired.
She got fired.
I can't believe that because she was merely defending herself.
She defended the hell out of herself.
Well, look, you don't get to choose how I respond to your action.
That's right.
You don't get to choose it. That's why I said there's plenty of freedom of speech out here. Have all of it. Howsoever.
He was in McDonald's.
Whatever you're speaking about, make sure that the consequences of those words are what you want to receive as well.
The consequences of those words, and you putting your hands on the wrong person. He caught those Mick hands. I counted. She caught him 9 ones. 9 in there. Boom, boom, boom. But
Rhino.
cows and rhinos. Rhinos. Now, I do a lot of talking about rhinos, okay? And I'll just do that real quickly now. And one reason why I identify with the rhino. But cows versus rhinos, that parallel was drawn in the book Rhinoceros Success. It was a book written in 1980 by a guy named Scott Alexander. And that was his only book, but he made you famous behind the book, Why Rhino Success. He talked about rhinos get up in the morning and charge after their day. And cows mosey. Yeah. Cows just meander, they make it through life. And those kinds of people who are not charging after anything right now in their life, or they don't have a target, or they don't have anything big that they're going for. This is a good day. Oh, dang. Yeah, I got it. This is a good day. Yes, this is a good season for the vision boards, but give yourself something to go for, not just goals, okay? Not just something that you're attacking, something that you're taking steps to get to it, okay? Like people who want a house, but then they never applied and just check out their credit, but they're not looking at any neighborhoods, but they have the vision that they want a house. That's my goal, but they're not taking any steps.
Yeah, but you have to be strategic about it. Is it true that rhinos can't go backwards? Yeah.
Yes, actually. So, Bill.
And good morning, Bill.
Bill, thank you. You've already been shouted out this morning. Sabrina Hupp actually shouted you out, Bill, about your post this morning, and I was attempting to read it while on the show about vision and not being able to see, and I mean not willing to see, and all of that. So, if you want to bring that up on this show, and we could talk about it if you like. But the properties of the rhino that I articulate in my book, Rhinoceros Success, Why Rhinos Make Great Salesmen, featuring Mr. Randall the Rhino. Rhinos have thick skins. Rhinos have very thick skins. And there are places on the rhino's body where their skin is 2 inches thick. 2 inches thick almost. But rhinos have very thick skins, which I equate to not taking things personally. Yes, be intentionally purposeful by Precious Pauling. Rhinos also physically strong, which I equate to being determined. Rhinos have amazing hearing. Rhinos hear so well. Good morning, Kelly. How you doing? Kelly Skillerin, how you doing, my sister? This Friday, we're going to have our networking, our first of the year, Friday at noon. We're doing the Empowerment Circle Business Networking. This is my book. Man, we can't see it well.
Hold on. I got to get the light to work.
Maybe if the dark skinned man move back.
Yeah, buddy, she made it happen. Why Rhinos Make Great Salespeople.
Featuring Mr. Randall the Rhino. So now, let me finish this up real quick, okay? So, but rhinos have horns too. Now, the horns, first off, they have poor eyesight in the two horns, the little horn or the big horn, or sometimes just one horn, okay? Like this rhino here has the two horns. I use this a lot in talks. This is my illustration rhino in talks I give, okay? I use it a lot. So that's why it's handled so much. The horns even broken. But the last thing, and Bill brought it up, is rhinos are physically unable to walk backwards. Their legs don't work that way. They can turn around, but they can't back up. They can go around, but they can't back up. That's a great book.
That's a beautiful cover.
It is. I know the woman that designed it.
Thank you. Thank you. That is a beautiful cover.
It's a beautiful book, yeah.
Yeah, and it really is a beautiful book. I really enjoy it.
If that was the only book I ever wrote, I would still be proud.
Really? Yeah. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. Thank you. I'm excited about where our publishing company has come and how much we've been able to do and accomplish.
Good morning,
no, good morning, Audretta. I think you did.
I had a conversation with Audretta last night, and
we gotta get Audretta hooked up.
Audretta made a testimonial comment on my page. It was back in 2013 or something like that.
I had turmeric. I got turmeric, Audretta.
And but on the post she made, she says she doesn't want to be an onion anymore. She wants to be an olive. She wants to be a farmer and all this kind of stuff. This is from 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. So, and then I sent her a message. Do you remember what these things were? And she didn't. So we had a phone conversation and we brought all that stuff back to each other's remembrance. And it was a fun conversation I had with her.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But just to give you guys, living as an onion plant versus as an olive tree, that parallel is drawn in the book, The Greatest Salesman in the World by Og Mandino.
That's right.
Onion plants grow fast, die fast. Okay.
6 weeks.
6 weeks. Onion plants are old in 6 weeks. Well, an olive tree is the king of all trees. Olive trees are strong and sturdy, and they can withstand weather. They can be on the edge of the forest because they can take the brunt of the weather better than other trees, and they can live stronger than any of them.
And they protect other trees along the way. So Audretta said, thank you so much. We forget.
Yeah, we all do.
We forget to use what we know. Renee Simpson, good morning.
What's up, Renee?
How are you? Bill says, my point to my site post was to get awareness of what you do when you see something. Stop, pause, or go. What do you do?
I was in a car with Pastor Kevin Webb one time in Greensboro, and we were going somewhere. We had someplace to go. And we saw a man standing on the corner, and the man fell out on the corner. Okay, he just fell out right on the corner of a street. Now, us two men in the car,
Vivian, good morning.
We saw somebody just fall out, but we had somewhere to go, right? So we can't just stop every time we see somebody fall out. We had somewhere to go, right? But no, that's not what we did. We turned the car around and we went to check on the guy.
What do you mean you can't stop every time you see somebody fall out?
I was being
trite.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was going to say, how many times do people fall out around you?
But whenever.
So you guys turned around.
We sat him up, on against the thing, and he was very drunk. That's what it was. But Pastor was like, look, man, are you okay? He was like, because, you'll get arrested for that out here, in public like this, you can get arrested. You don't want to be outside like this, So we sat him up and leaned up against the building, and we was trying to talk to the cat. But he was just very inebriated, But we saw it.
Yeah. Do you remember that time? I can't remember if we were. Good morning, Tara.
Old man in the cold.
Yeah. I can't remember if we were married yet or not.
We weren't married yet.
And we were out. We had just gone out.
Somewhere.
Downtown. Yep. Somewhere downtown. And we drove past this gentleman.
It was freezing cold.
Yeah, it was bite your butt cold. It really, really was. And he was sitting on the ground at that time.
Leaned up against the fence.
And it was evening time.
It was, evening.
It was already dark.
It was about dusk because we could see him really clearly from the car.
Yeah.
And I remember that because we were still young in our relationship, but he was within a fence area, and we had just left something, so we're heading home, and I saw him and Lisa saw him.
And neither one of us knew how the other one would react to.
Well, I saw you start to cry.
Yeah.
From what you saw. Lisa saw this man in this biting cold crying. He was an older white man in the cold like this on the ground. So I looked at him, and we were at a light. I saw this, and I looked at my wife, and she's welling up at what she saw and I saw. And I said, do you want to go help this man? And she just nodded her head. She couldn't even speak. So we turned in the corner, and we went into the fenced area. And I went over to him and says, sir, you okay? You need a place to go or anything? He was high or drunk or something.
Very, very drunk.
Yeah. I said, you okay? So I picked him up. I grabbed him by his jacket, and I picked him up, and I was like, do you have any money? Do you need to go get some coffee or anything?
Yeah, because there was a Dunkin' Donuts not far.
Right. But he didn't walk towards the Dunkin' Donuts.
No, he didn't. He started walking towards downtown.
He said, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. And I said, and he's like, no gloves or nothing.
And it was freezing.
And his jacket wasn't even that substantial. So as we started talking to the man, he was drunk, but he could still hold a conversation. I said, sir, do you have a place to go? Yeah, I have a place to go. So I was like, do you need any money? And I had 2 5s on my wallet. Okay, I gave him 2 5s. And I took my gloves off and gave him my gloves. And I had some good gloves too.
They were those big fluffy kind of big, thick
leather like gloves, like ski gloves, but they were brown leather. So I took my gloves off. I gave him my gloves.
We put it on him.
Put them on him. And he put them on, and they were nice and warm because they had my hands in it. But he started to walk away, and he fell down again. So I go get, and I was about to get in my car. I think I had to pick him up twice.
You did.
More.
And I had to, you wouldn't let me, when you went to approach him, you told me to stay in the car.
Yeah, I didn't know if it might be dangerous.
Exactly. So. You made me stay in the car. So at this point, he had gotten up and he was walking away, and he fell twice. And then I got out of the car and went to you, and you kept on saying, go back. So I went back, but you helped him up, and he got his balance, and then he
finally was able to walk down the street. But and we didn't talk about that much. We just got back in the car and
we prayed for him.
He told me his name.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, we're going to pray for you, because I asked him his name. But I just remember this older white man, he probably was in his 60s, disheveled. But I wanted to help him.
Yeah.
The first time I grabbed him, I realized there's not much here.
And we didn't have any coats left. We weren't out giving out coats and stuff, but we usually kept something in the trunk or whatever. We had just finished the whatever the thing was. Yeah. Bill said, quote of the day. It was bite your butt cold. Yes. It was bite your butt cold. It was.
This is a few years ago because we weren't married yet. I don't believe we were still dating.
Yeah.
And we were still responsive. And I was like, okay, my woman can see something like this and move her to tears. Let me go see what we could do to be helpful here.
Yeah. And I just hope that he got somewhere and got warm, because I was hoping we could take him like to the men's shelter, drop him off, because we weren't far from all of that, but he wouldn't get in the car, and I didn't think he even wanted to get in the car.
I wanted him to go. He didn't want to go with us.
He didn't want to go.
And we offered. I want him to just go to at least a coffee shop.
Yeah,
go get yourself a cup of coffee, man. That's why I was happy to I had 2 5s in my wallet. I hardly ever have cash now. So
and hardly ever give cash.
Right.
Yeah.
So
we seldom do that. But anyway, the Rhino and all of the powerful metaphors that are associated with the Rhino, and how you can decide to show up in your own life as content.
Because cows appear to be content.
They appear to be content. We have cows. Like, just in case y'all don't know, we have cows. They're not like, we don't have to take care of them or farm them or anything, but they're 10 feet from our house, and we see them every day. And they were sitting yesterday. I don't know what that was about. They were all lined up, like 13 cows in a row on the ground, sitting down. First of all, until we moved here, I didn't know that cows sat down. Because I figured if they sleep standing up, it's because they can't sit down.
They do. They lay
but obviously they do. So what is the whole cow tipping thing?
Maybe don't ask me. I don't know.
But anyway, the cows are beautifully content to eat the grass and drink the water, and that's it. And I suppose that's fine if that's what they're intended to do. But the rhinos, on the other hand, they're inquisitive. They are alert,
curious, trying, thinking, discovering. I used to, when I was in my late 20s, when I started reading so much. Here's the challenge when you read a lot: you start to think you know some stuff. Okay, you start to think you know how the world works. And I was 27, 28, and this is a mistake I had. I made a mistake. I see that as living beyond our labels moment. When you see a human being in need and take action. Thanks for sharing, Mr. Rhino. You're very welcome. But at the time, because I was a sales manager, I was trying to be great at it. I'm writing and I'm building up my people. I'm in my element. I told my buddy Thomas one time, man, I don't understand people that work at gas stations, like gas station attendants. I don't understand them. Now, this is 29-year-old Brian. I don't understand why anybody would take a job at a gas station. They're not going to get moved up to anything. What can you get moved up to? They're not going to get any promotions. They're not going to be furthering anything. Why would anybody? And I was saying this to another man who was listening to me the whole time. He was my assistant manager, and he respected me and loved me. And I said that riff to him, and he goes, well, Brian, I did that job before, okay? And I did that job just because I needed a job.
Right.
I wasn't trying to get promoted or nothing. I just needed the money that it was going to pay me. And it checked me. It checked me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't understand it, because that was the way I think. you know?
Absolutely.
And because it wasn't the way I think, I couldn't understand it. But that's selfish, isn't it?
I think so. I think that we have to realize that there are different things for different. I never understood why anybody would be a waitress. Sabrina said, no cow tipping, you too. I never understood. I never understood that. But my daughter, my daughter is and has been a server all of her life. And she is amazing at it. She is a nurturer. She's literally made a living at it. She's not just doing it on the side until she becomes something. Like, this is what she does. This is her career.
Amazing people. I think, you know what I think servers can do? I think they'd be amazing network marketers.
Well, I think that she is wonderful exactly in what she changes people's lives. I have been one of those moms that go to your kids' jobs, right? And just see how people interact around them. And right now where she is, she's a server, but for a children's type of restaurant. They do birthday stuff for kids and so on. So she infuses this energy into what she does, this infectious, like Miss Sandy at
our favorite server. We have one server that we love.
Right?
We have one.
She knows the smile is genuine.
Yep.
The service is, it's good. And it's whatever she can. Sometimes they have too many people there. And even when she's overworked, you still feel special.
And you feel like she knows what she's doing.
Absolutely.
She could be overworked, but she got her game down.
Absolutely.
She knows what she's doing, and we get her.
That's right. And so what I'm saying is that's a calling of sorts.
Yes.
That's a calling of sorts. And it's unfortunate, just like with teachers, it's unfortunate that some people who are really, really, really good at what they do are not being compensated or recognized for their offering.
There was a movie called Nurse Betty. With Morgan Freeman was in it, and he had this server there. She was so good, she could like pour the coffee without even looking at them and stop without spilling. Okay? She had done it enough times. She was just a really, really good server.
So I think in all of that, I said all of that to say that I respect whatever calling someone has walked themselves into for whatever reason. There was a very famous, and I wish that I was better at recall for this, because I think when I read this, I wasn't as interested in it as I became after marrying you. But a wonderful mother of several, like 10, 15 children, who all went on to be amazing and prominent people in society, doctors, lawyers, judges, like amazing, prominent people. And she was interviewed, the mother was interviewed, and she was—
with no education, probably, right?
Right. Okay. But she was interviewed, and she was asked, like, you should be the one writing the book on raising successful children. Look at what you've done. And she said, I sacrificed my entire life, and no one should have to do that. Like, that's what she said.
Ooh, that was a left turn.
That was right. I was like, whoa, it wasn't. But it was worth it for her. But she was saying that she didn't want to be the benchmark. She didn't want to be the model of somebody else making that decision. Right. And that was deep to me.
It's deep for me too. Because I thought it was going to go another way.
Me too. When she started talking.
Because some people that sacrifice like that is because they make that their identity.
That's what it was for her. But just like how Mother Teresa kind of turned at the end of her life in her understanding, she felt that no one should completely immerse themselves in someone else.
Yeah,
even if
you lose your identity. Children. Now, there's a reason why. I mean, I can think of, if you believe that all of us are born here with a gift, all of us are here to fulfill some purpose. All of us have something that we're supposed to bring to the world. Did she bring her music to the world? Well,
we all assumed that the music that she was supposed to bring was to manufacture these amazing children and raise them up.
Sure,
but she's not sure. And that's why discovering your gift and discovering your why is so important. I really think that's why it's so important.
Yesterday, I got to tell you guys, I have my 15-year-old son with me. I've had him all week, and I'll have him until Friday, till tomorrow. Oh, and I've really enjoyed this time with him. We've had a lot of talks. But yesterday, I went out and did something at 1 p.m. yesterday that I haven't done in a year, and probably a couple of years, as much as I did yesterday. We went out to basketball. We went and played basketball. And we were there for 3 hours on the court, maybe 3.5 hours on the court. We played horse. We played one-on-one. We played 21 with other people. And then after I had been there for a while, after me and my son had been there probably an hour and a half, then Billy Swinton, who used to come on this show, and his son, Amari, who's fresh from the military, he just got out of basic training in the military. So 18-year-old Amari and Billy come out there then. Billy's really, really good. And Amari's really, really athletic. They just come out of the military. You know, he's still doing his thing. So then they show up. Okay. So, I mean, you can't leave right away. They're here now. Okay.
So you had to play some more.
I played some more. Played some more. It was really good, too. Enjoyed each other's friends. And I enjoyed my son doing out there. We had a good time. So, but my body is talking to me now.
Is it? What is it saying?
It said, you forgot you 51, homie. 51 and overweight. Oh my gosh. But I did hold a good accounting for myself, I must say. I did not embarrass myself out there, other than stamina, because I don't have the stamina I used to have. But I should probably go again, because it was fun. I enjoyed it. And I didn't get injured, which is another great point.
That is good. I'm glad, because I was a little bit concerned.
My son talks junk. I don't know where he gets that crap from, but he likes to talk junk before we go out to play somewhere. So, yeah.
Well, tomorrow, once again, the first networking of the year for the Empowerment Circle. If you are local to Charlotte and you have a business, a book, or you'd like to have a business or a book, then you need to come out and join us, network with some amazing people, tell your story, meet some great folks, and just connect with us. You can register. I'll have the link.
It's been a while since we had one, and it's going to be so refreshing to network again with you guys. The Empowerment Circle is networking like no other. You'll come out there, you'll tell your story about you and your business and what you got going on, and everyone else will be attempting to figure out a way they can be helpful to you and what you do. And then you'll be heard, and they'll be heard too. So that's what we're going to do tomorrow at noon. We're going to do this now. We used to do it every Friday, but now we only do it on the first Friday of every month. First Friday's Empowerment Circle Networking.
Yep, and that's bit.ly/eCircle1418.
Yep, and it's going to be awesome. We're looking forward to seeing you there.
And it's first-time guests are always free, and we love, love, love our circle. We have an amazing circle.
Yes, we do. And they're there for a purpose, and they're there just to be supportive of everyone else. So we love it.
Also coming up is the Manifestation and Meditation event, which is going to be on January the 13th with prophetic musings from Precious. We'll have an amazing guided meditation from Dr. Deborah Dunstan to ensure that the things that you plan to manifest for 2019 are being uninhibited by any limiting beliefs or anything that you have not yet released. And then we will go through the tried and true manifestation process, the 5-step manifestation process.
That's on January the 13th.
Absolutely.
And that's not far. That's 10 days from now.
Yeah, that's 10 days from now, the day after my birthday.
Lisa will be 51 with me. We'll be in the same club then.
Yay! I'll be 51.
Yeah. Right now, she's still a babe. She's still 50. I remember when I was a kid of 50. But so cows and rhinos was our focus. But when Bill brought up, I want to go back to that. I see that as living beyond.
Not that one. That's the one you wanted to go back to?
Okay, yeah, no, I want to go back to his vision thing.
Okay.
My point to my site post was to get awareness of what you do when you see something. Stop pause or go. What do you do when you see something? You know,
What does it do? What does it do to you?
what does it do to you if you don't do anything? I have
Absolutely.
one right now that I probably was 21 years old, and I still regret that I didn't do anything.
Mm.
I was driving my car in Durham, North Carolina, and I saw a man beating up a woman.
Hmm.
And he was hitting her with his fist. And people were standing and watching.
Mm.
There was a small crowd looking at this go on. No one was helping her. And I drove by too. And I still feel guilty that I didn't put a stop to that.
I think, yeah, I definitely think I
That's 30 years ago, and I still feel guilty about that.
yeah. I don't typically keep walking in life.
Okay.
In life. Sometimes maybe I should, I don't know. But I remember getting um in a lot of trouble at a park because there was a young woman that was being beat up. And I think I was little. My grandmother said, if you don't come on, we gotta call the police. We gotta do something. And then if you don't come on and mind your business was what the message was. But I think I have always even from a very young age been um, a stand up for other people type of person.
I did have one in my adult life that I'm happy that I did. I don't know the final result, but I think I did my part. I was in home improvement sales for 12 years.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the things we did was cold call. I mean, I'm knocking on folks' doors.
Right. Mm-hmm.
If we saw like a house with the fascia or soffit hanging down or paint disheveled or something like that, we could see from the car what houses need some work. Okay.
Right.
And I knocked on this one door in this neighborhood, and this dude came to the door, and he's like, "What you want?" Because I had knocked, I knew somebody was there. The cars were there. I knocked on the door, and he came to, "What you want?" I says, "Well, I'm at the home section, home improvement company. I saw this on your home." And he goes, "I don't need nothing like that." And he's gruff. And I'm standing in front of his door, but out of the other window, while he's fussing at me, like getting rid of me,
Mm-hmm.
a woman appeared in the window, pulled the curtains open, and she mouthed the words, "Help me."
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Mm.
So I saw her do it, and then I was still talking to her, and I saw her do it again. She was like,
Wow.
So, and I left, and I went and got him a payphone. I called 911. I told him the address. I told him what I saw.
Mm.
So I called the police.
Yeah, that was what Monica was saying. My cousin was shot and killed for doing that. Call the police and don't approach. That is good counsel.
It is good counsel. You heard about the one recently where this woman was giving money to people begging, panhandling, and lost her life.
Mm.
She was giving money to them, and they killed her and robbed her.
Wow. Well, I think that we live in such a time that we have to be conscientious about how we do something, but I want to implore everyone to still do something. Even if you have to be careful about it, even if you have to be conscientious about it, even if you want to be really, really confident at where you put your money or give your money, but we cannot do nothing. There's no way.
I grew up in Brooklyn, and I've been mugged 3 times in my life, okay? One time I was like 12 or 13 and didn't have that much money, okay? I just had a little bit of money. And I was walking on Pitkin Avenue in Brownsville section of Brooklyn, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Pitkin Avenue is where a lot of shopping goes on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of shopping going on. I'm walking to my grandmother's house. I'm walking on Pitkin Avenue, and there's this tall dude approaching me. I thought I recognized the guy. I didn't, though. He wasn't who I thought he was. And he made eye contact with me. Next thing you know, he grabs me, slams me against the wall. He was much bigger than me. And he had 2 other guys with him that were about my size and my age. Mm-hmm. So they're beating on me, and I'm fighting back, okay? I'm fighting these 3 people. So they grab me, big dude grabbed me, and the little dudes grabbed me, and they rent my pockets. And people were watching this happen on a busy street in New York.
You told me about this.
And one lady even actually said, "Oh, that's a shame." They weren't helping me. They were watching it, Wow. And then after they stole my money, they dropped me down, and then they run off, okay? And there's a small crowd standing there looking at me. I'm furious now. "Oh, y'all looking? Nobody help me?" I'm yelling at these people now.
Phyllis lives near Pickens. She said, "Wow, thank God it never happened to me. I live."
I was going to say, how many times have you been robbed on Pickens?
That's horrible. That's horrible. That's horrible.
I've been robbed on Pickens just once, but in my life I've been about 3 times.
No. Well, I think that this today marks. So you guys, any people who have taken the whole week, to reflect, to chill, or whatever, it's time to take some action. It's time to start moving towards your goals. You don't want to let the year get away from you.
Right.
You don't want to let your destiny get away from you. What you have to offer the world really does matter.
Yes, and go for that thing. Whether it's your thing.
And go for it like a rhino, not like a cow.
I'm looking at our cows. This morning when I opened up the back door to get me some fresh air, there was a cow right there, a big brown one. Like, whoa.
I still keep wondering if there's going to be a cow smell in the summertime.
We don't know yet. We haven't been here that long.
No.
But I doubt it.
I hope not.
They go a lot of open air.
Yeah, I hope so. But they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I keep seeing T-bones.
I get more of an appreciation for them. I'm older than you think, guys. God, a sec of the day.
Oh, for real? Thank God, a sec of the day. Amen. Amen. So we want to see you build. We want to see you grow. We want to see you succeed. You know that if I can help, you can reach out. You can simply DM me or inbox me and set up a discovery session.
One point I need to make about the cows. Are the cows unhappy? Meandering and living in the same pasture. Do you think they're unhappy living like that?
No.
You think they're perfectly happy?
Yeah.
And rhinos, if a rhino had to live like a cow,
he would not be happy.
He would not be happy.
No.
Right. If you force the rhino to live that way and not let him wander, not let him discover what's over that hill, not let him he had to stay in the same pasture. That's the story of my life. I'm a rhino, and I had situations where they wanted me to be a cow, or I had to try to live like a cow for at least a little while, and I was never happy there.
Isn't it good to finally know that?
Yeah. Because I had a great conversation with my son, but I didn't have this analogy, but that's what it is.
But sometimes we just have to learn that. We have to realize that. That's why it's important to live your dream and to know your dream and not let anybody else shoot on you.
Living someone else's dream or doing what people tell you you should do. You should be happy working here at the plant. If y'all care, if you maybe I can get you on at the plant. I can get you on at the plant. Nothing wrong with the plant if you want to live like that. Okay. In the movie The Temptations, and we've all seen it. Okay. This better not be about that singing mess. The boys were rehearsing every day. There's gonna be some cow smells.
There will be cow smells
so
this summer.
Make peace with it. You got a whole 6 months to go.
Good gracious. But go ahead, finish The Temptations.
But the boys were rehearsing every day. They want to be a singer. And his dad wanted him to stop practicing and get on it at the plant. And he goes, finally, and he kept pressuring him. And finally he says, look, I'm not working there. I'm a singer now. And that's just the way it is. I'm a singer. That's it.
That's it. That's exactly it. And I think that there comes a time where we have those moments. Some of us love and respect our parents so much, or either we love and respect them or we fear them, whichever one it is, that we hold to what they think or what they thought that you should be.
The cow paths is what we do. Okay, my family's been sharecropping. My family's been in firefighting, whatever. That's what we do. But shortly after that, the movie illustrates how they go on to talent shows and they become the Temptations. If they hadn't kept in the game, they wouldn't have been the Temptations. Yeah. They would have been. When the group broke up because a couple of members wanted to go get good jobs, things like that.
Well, they had to. And that's the other thing that I think is important.
But Otis didn't quit because he had a business card.
What was that?
He got a Barry Gordy's business card. We got us a business card. We're gonna keep trying. He had a business card and one singer is what he had at that moment. And he stayed in the game until he built up his group again. And everyone that quit on him, they all regretted it. It's 9:55. Do you know
where's Melissa? Where's Melissa? She knows.
I haven't had coffee, but I have eaten already. I just haven't had coffee. Why not consider we are both cow and rhino tendencies? We are not all of anything. That's true. And I think we get in trouble when we try to be absolutes in anything. Always, onlys, and nevers typically lead to trouble.
Always, onlys, and nevers.
I never, really? I always, really?
Yeah.
No, you don't always.
We're not all of anything, and we're not not of anything either.
Right. Like the dominant communication styles. I'm very, very careful. And the older I get, the more I'm careful to explain, look, nobody is only one thing. There's nobody that's only visual or auditory or kinesthetic. We all have bits and pieces, but we do have a dominant and a preferred method of communication. And that's what we talk about. Bill, no one's only one thing, but we do have someone may be more dominant cow than rhino. Someone may be more rhino than cow, but we do have a preferred methods.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Want to go ahead and remind everyone to subscribe to the Empowerment Duo page, and also just so that you can hang out with us and keep track of what we've got going on in the new arm of our business. Or if you just want to be nosy, go on over to Cannabis Selling Group and opt in. We will approve you. You can just nose around.
Cannabis selling. I have moved into a new era. I start on the 1st of this year. And it's important to me that I start on the 1st of this year because I want to be the recognized authority on helping people to sell their services in and around the green space. The green space is the cannabis, legal cannabis, CBD, cannabinoid oil, and hemp, that industry. And I think that's an example of me going where the puck is going versus where the puck has been. I'm super happy that I partnered with Mr. William Brown, for those of you who don't know, to help me, partner with Mr. William Brown to help me build the website, help me take on the technology side of the company, because the company's going to be big. The website is going to be huge, and it's going to be a subscription site. So Mr. William Brown has generously decided to partner with me to do that part of the business because I don't have an area of expertise in that. And we're going to go build our subscriber base. We're going to market, and we're going to speak. We're going to write. Whoop, whoop. That's what I'm doing this calendar year. That's my what do you call that? Your big wild goal, something like that. There's a term for it. Okay. I can't remember it off the top of my head. That's mine. Okay.
Awesome. So
and at the empowerment circle, I want to hear about others too. Their big thing.
Yeah, that's what we're going to dig into on Friday. What is your big deal? What is your big goal? What is that thing that you decided to go after so many reasons maybe that you shouldn't, so much fear about it, or what are you really just sticking in? You're mining another stream, and I'm honored to be mining with you. That's right.
I am.
Multiple streams of income.
But this stream right here, Bill, is my biggest and most important. This is what I'm putting my time, energy, and effort into. Yeah. I'm excited about it.
Yes, Monica, please do. Monica said, I told a friend here about the endeavor. Can I direct them to you? You absolutely can. Have them DM us, and we are looking forward to working together with them. Have them DM Brian or go on over to.
I don't know why that expression just seems something funny to me. DM me or DM my wife. I just don't know if I like it.
So, direct message.
Yes,
call.
I guess. I get accused of being Paul a lot, so no problem.
I know it's not a problem. And we love you.
Do some grandpa stuff right now.
Take a not a now.
I'm not gonna say that yet. I got stuff to do.
Not at 10 o'clock now.
I'm not gonna take a nap. I got stuff to do.
I'm excited about this. day and everything that is in it. And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
I'm still Brian Keith McNeill.
And this is Let's Talk About It on ESPTV 7 on the SIBN network on iHeart, iTunes, and right here on Facebook Live.
And remember that your life is not a scrimmage or a practice game. There's no Martyrs Hall of Fame. Time this feature takes its toll, and for all of us, every day really is the Super Bowl. So God bless you, and go forward and live your Super Bowl life today.
And remember that you are blessed by the blessor. To be a blessing, permission to be amazing is granted. Take time, have sex.
Bill, I'm going to call you in a little bit.
See ya.